a giant veg legend. Kevin. Big round of applause for Kevin, please. Kevin, you know what the first question is going to be. Why? Why do you have to grow the biggest marrow in the world? Why do you have to have the biggest cabbage? I mean, what is it about this? We've got a world record-breaking leek in here, I believe.
Yeah, there's 3 world records here today. We've got Paul Rochester's leek, he's come all the way from Sunderland. That weighs just over 23 pounds, which is absolutely incredible feat.
So that is the biggest leek ever grown in the world.
Yeah. Fortunately, I brought Paul down from Sunderland. He's quite territorial, the leek growers, and I've managed to bring him down to the UK Dry Vegetable Championships, which is the home of...
So this is the first time that leek, this leek will only ever be shown at one show, and we are lucky enough to have it here.
Yes, it's an amazing feat by Paul. The leek is going to be going to the Grand Designs Live show guard from Kevin McLeod.
Okay. Right. And what's he going to be doing down there? Like having a day out?
I'm going to get Valentine to chop it up.
Oh, is he going to cook with it?
Hopefully.
But I mean, it's quite remarkable to think of the biggest leek ever grown. We are sitting amongst the biggest leek ever grown. But you have completely avoided my question. Why do you want to grow the biggest leek in the world? Is it, I mean, is it a competitive element? Is it all about growing? It's not really about eating, is it?
It's not really, well...
What is it that drives someone like you?
Our drive is to grow to break the world's largest records.
That's what it's all about.
It's a sport, just like Usain Bolt is the world's best runner.
You know, hang on, is it technically a sport? Is it the Olympics?
Yes, it's the Olympics of giant vegetable growing here at home of giant vegetable growing in Malvern.
Yeah, but you have an amazing. There's a community of people involved, and you all sort of. I mean, you're all vying against each other at the same time, but you're also good mates too.
Yeah, well, we've got a giant vegetable Facebook group community. There's many other people here today who've come from all over the UK just to exhibit here.
Because this show's incredibly special, isn't it?
It is very special. The show is linked to my dad, who passed away at the age of 53 in '96. And then myself and my brother Gareth took on giant vegetable growing, and we've got our website, giantvegetable.co.uk, got a YouTube channel which we've just set up, and we're just hoping that more and more people will come here to this show in future years, really. With the support of Malvern, you know, it's been fantastic.
But is Malvern like the national show to bring your world record-breaking leek to? It's the perfect time of year.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about this show, but it always attracts world records. Last year we had 2 world records. This year we bettered that with 3 world records. We've got the world's largest cucumber grown by David Thomas from Leeds down in Cornwall.
How big is that?
£28.
£28? Cucumber?
Yeah.
I don't like cucumber that much. I don't mind a little bit of it, you know, thinly sliced. No, cucumber sandwich, that's a lot of cucumber sandwiches, isn't there? What about those onions? I've never seen onions. I've been to quite a lot of shows and seen a lot of giant veg, but those onions are just mind-blowing, really.
Those onions over there, one of those weighs the equivalent of a Canadian goose. The world's largest 18-pound grown by Tony Glover. And goose and onion steak pie.
Okay, so it's about breaking records. I mean, is it about perfection and beauty as well? When it comes to giant veg, or is it all about weight?
I think it's all about weight, really. What you see is what you get with giant vegetable growing. There's a great camaraderie amongst the growers. We all come here to this show, speak to one another, exchange tips. And with quality growing, you know, you argue over who's got the best coloured tomatoes, the uniformity. But with giant vegetables, what you see is what you get.
There's no argument when it goes on the scales, that's it.
That's just it.
The scales does the talking. Okay, what have you got here at this show?
We've got our giant radish, which is grown purely in Dalefoot compost.
Okay.
Dalefoot compost at this show, fantastic product, peat-free, which is it basically has sheep's wool with bracken, just basically has a slow release fertiliser. The radish there is not fed; it's just basically grown in a drum with sand and a cored out mix of Dalefoot compost.
And that's it, and it's not fed throughout the whole season?
No, that's just
not fed with anything?
No, just
see what happens if you fed it, it would be twice as big. You're doing something wrong. That's not the bad, because most people think that this stuff is fed to the eyeballs with chemicals, And I filmed earlier with Phil Vowles.
Phil Vowles.
Phil Vowles. I filmed, I don't know if it's on garden as well, he had this cabbage, he had 14 foot in circumference, and those marrows, I mean, they're like little courgettes compared to his thing, you know. And I was amazed. I said, obviously you've been pumping this full of some sort of chemicals all summer long. He said, no, molasses. That's my terrible Welsh accent. But basically, we used a foliar molasses feed, and it was all organic compost, and there was nothing chemical about it at all, actually. In fact, his cabbages would go to the local pub, the rejects, and he'd get 120 portions out of one cabbage, and he said they're perfectly good to eat as well.
Yeah, well, the cabbage is here. You know, you can chop them up and eat them perfectly. You just need a large pan. But
and a lot of people to eat, to eat it.
The UK's largest cabbage last year, which is in this show, was just over 124 pounds. That was grown by David Thomas again, but that was just purely grown with chicken pellets and just a bit of TLC.
Right. But I mean, everyone's got their little secrets, haven't they?
But there are a couple
You've got
of
secrets that you don't want to let out too much because they're your secrets.
I'm working on Peter Glazebrook, who's the king of dry vegetable growing, just to try and get him to share some of his tips on our Facebook page, which is great.
Right. Okay. Do you experiment with different stuff as well? Is that what it's about? Trying to you've got to have you've got to have the right seed, you've got to have the right seed, you've got to have the right compost, you have good growing conditions that you can control because you're in a polytunnel often, aren't you? You don't want to be out in the elements too much.
The giant marrows are grown outside, they're not grown inside, because I believe that something that is growing, a marrow that's growing inside has a much smaller cavity, they're grown much quicker. Whereas when they're grown outside...
Phil grew his indoors, definitely, that's where you're going wrong.
Yeah.
His was in a polytunnel,
definitely. That was £118, I believe. But our UK record is £171, which is...
See, this is how they get, this is it.
They are competitive.
£171 marrow.
It's 12 stone, £3, so it's a little bit heavier than me. We do have some other tips. We've got myco giant veg, which is a mycorrhiza, which basically encourages a large root mass.
So mycorrhizal fungi, which is, people are using it more and more, especially with trees and shrubs, often putting a handful in, and really, I mean, the way I see it, it's sort of like works like a conduit, doesn't it? It gets the nutrients into the plant. I mean, it naturally occurs anyway.
Yes, it's a natural product, but what we've found, the American growers grow it, there's a guy, Benny Meyer from Switzerland, who's got the world's largest pumpkin, over 2,200 pounds. A ton, absolutely incredible. I couldn't lift that with my hands. But in terms of the actual fungi, as you say, it encourages a root mass, which the more root you have, we believe, the bigger the plant and the more nutrients it can take up to grow a bigger vegetable.
Right, so are you selling this stuff, or this is what you use?
That's available on our website.
Mycorrhizal inoculants. Okay.
We've got a website, giantveg.co.uk.
Yeah, I know you've already mentioned that. Giantveg.co.uk, everybody. Write that down. And you've got a Facebook page. What's that called? Giant Vegetable Community. Giant Vegetable Community. I don't do Facebook. There's some really weird people out there. That's what I found.
I'm trying to get you onto Twitter, but I could never find you.
No, I started doing Instagram because I can take a photo and then that's it. You don't have to say, oh, I had a cheese sandwich for lunch, Oh, really? Oh, did you have a cup of coffee with it? No, I had a cup of coffee after it. Oh, this is really interesting, isn't it? I take a photo of a giant cabbage or something and go, look at this cabbage. It's great. I'm a visual person. That's what I am. Now, you've been doing some stuff with Sky Television, I believe.
Yeah, with Sky, last week we worked with them on the Stella programme. So
it's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
It's like a sitcom.
Yeah, so it's a Welsh-based sitcom.
Right.
So we basically provided them with some crops and giant vegetables, and we're going to be working with them to basically spread the message about giant vegetables in a kind of quirky way.
So, okay, are you in it at all? The programme?
Yeah, we're hoping to when it comes out in January, basically.
Okay, coming out in January. Watch out, Giant Veg on Stella on Sky Television.
I can't afford Sky, so I'm going to have to look on YouTube for it.
Now, I've been asked to ask you about Snoop Dogg. Right, I mean, what's he got to do with Giant Veg? What's the connection?
the storyline with Snoop Dogg was basically the world's largest Swede was grown in Newport, South Wales. Snoop Dogg made contact with us through our website, and then we met up with him and Ian Neil backstage in Cardiff to launch his world tour to share some tips. And
what? Hang on. He saw the website of this
our giant vegetable website with the world's largest Swede.
and he's into that sort of thing now?
Well, I don't know what kind of thing he's into, but
No, but I mean, honestly, he wanted to find out more. He wanted to meet you.
yeah. Well, he wanted to meet us guys.
Does he grow?
Yeah, he does grow actually. And he did invite us back over to LA where he lives to share some tips really. And,
What, all expenses paid?
well,
No. He's like, well, if you're passing my place in LA, come and give me a few. But that's quite weird, the thought that he. So you went backstage when he was doing a gig?
yeah, we went backstage and outside the doors these massive guys, his protection guys. There must have been at least 7 foot ex-footballers. They basically sandwiched the door when we were in there, so there was no getting out.
Yeah, he said, I'm the guy about to get the giant path thing. Yeah, and Snoop wants to talk to me. Now, you brought some beer with you, I see. Tell me about this beer.
You do see.
I can see.
This is a beer that we're launching in October with Mad Dog Brewery, which is a local craft brewery based in Cumbrawn. It's aptly named I See Dead People, but I don't know how many you can drink after you.
How strong is it?
It's 5.3%, so basically it's roasted potatoes, roasted pumpkin, mixed with cinnamon yeast.
It's roasted potatoes, roasted pumpkin, cinnamon. Is there any hops in there?
Yeah, there's barley and hops.
There's some barley and what does it taste like? Come on.
Yeah, we'll have a little taste.
You have to have a little taste of this. It's made out of pumpkin and...
You've got to drink through the straw though.
Oh yeah, I forgot about these, okay. Right. I don't think I've ever had a beer with these sort of ingredients. Go on, are you going to try and sell this stuff?
Yeah, it's going to be launched in Wetherspoons.
Really?
Yeah, so...
Well, you've got a little deal going on with Wetherspoons, have you? You were selling it on your Facebook page? Maybe you're not allowed to sell it from your Facebook page.
So what this...
Smells like beer. That's a good start, isn't it? It smells like rotten potatoes or something. Poutine.
It's the first time I've tasted it actually, so...
That's quite nice. That's very nice, actually. That's very nice. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, have you really got stuff in it, or is it a bit of a gimmick?
Yeah, there was Alexis, who owns Mad Dog Brewing Co. basically made contact with him. We're basically just looking to promote giant vegetable growing, just to encourage more people to look in a different market, really.
Barley, hops, nutmeg. I can get a little hint of nutmeg, cinnamon, yeast, and pumpkin. Yeah, I mean it's a little bit gimmicky, only because
Unfortunately, I'm driving over there.
it just tastes like beer for me. And then it says allergy advice contains barley, gluten, nutmeg, 5.3%. So you're going to be able, so you'll get that in Wetherspoons.
Yeah, there's Wetherspoons, and Alexis is going to be bottling it and casking it as well.
Right.
So it's going to be out just before Halloween.
Okay.
Special edition.
And you go out for like thousands of bottles of this stuff, you.
Yeah, I think what he said to me is that one giant pumpkin will make over 1,000 litres of beer.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't think I can handle it though.
Yeah. So when you all turn up here and you all bring your vegetables here, is it a case of you all go around snooping at everybody else's and having a look and things? Or I mean, how do you get a pumpkin like that onto the scales for stuff? I mean, what's that? Do you like rope it up and actually drop it on, or?
Yeah, what we have, we had a bit of difficulty this year because it's the first time it's been in this platform.